So the first time he turns it on and off, Randi Davis, it's 25 minutes, 24 minutes after 12. So 12:24. He's just cannot turn it off. He's 77 years old, and here he is up at 12:30. Where when Gilman was alive, the meth dealer, them two used to race each other to bed so that they could race each other to be the first ones to get up at like 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. Haha, I'm up first. So here he is, not taking something to help himself to go to sleep in the bed with his wife, but here he is pestering his neighbors. These people right here are moving out, and they got some of their stuff a few days ago, and they've come back, and they've got 3 or 4 kids. This is probably, and he works. I don't know if she does, but this is probably the only time they can. But it's none of his business. But he is so psychotic and so hypervigilant that it's got him wound up like a banjo string. So he is not in the bed with his wife like a normal person would be. So I got here a couple hours ago, and I just forgot to turn this light off, and I'm sitting in the living room, and I'm thinking, I need to turn this light off before I go to bed, and I just haven't done it. So normally I turn it off when I walk in the door, but I forgot to tonight. I just felt like somebody was out there, and it was probably him. He's just a weirdo. And the fact of what he does tonight proves that he's probably out here in the middle of the night on many occasions and standing underneath the carport watching me when I get home, because that's what he does. He'll hide behind cars and put a car close enough that he can hide behind it, and the cameras can't see him weaving and bobbing behind stuff, because that's what happened when I first got my cameras in 2015. Caught him hiding behind things underneath his carport to watch me. So he's gotten more quiet about it because I've posted a lot of videos trying to, expose what he's doing. And so now he's sneaking around more. And I can always tell when I get home he's out there. He's just a creep. I've caught him in the woods, looking through neighbors' living room windows and waiting for me to come out the door. He had a device in his hand, and he was watching my front door for me to come out. And when I go to lock the door, I hear him. I hear a voice. I hear his voice. It's me, it's Daddy's, because his dogs are going crazy. He scared his dogs. He's out here in black shoes, black shirt, black pants, which he got them probably at work to switch over to those uniforms. He used to wear white pants and khakis and that kind of thing. So now he's wearing black shirt, black pants, black shoes. So he can be out here in the dark and people can't see him. So, I caught him when I came back home that night. I went through my cameras, and it showed somebody down in the woods, and the next few seconds when I'm locking the door, few minutes, he's up at his front door, and his dogs are going crazy because he scared his own dogs. And then another time I caught him right here at the corner of the property, looking in their windows right after her husband went to work, and it just turned dark. So I'll show you something about that in a minute. So it's 1:41 in the morning watch right here. You can see a light go back and forth. He's on the deck. That's him. So the only thing this video is going to accomplish is he will stop walking back and forth on the deck with a light in his hand. But, he needs to be exposed. His family needs to get him some medication. Because I guarantee you, if he's acting like this tonight, there went the light again. He's on the deck again, and it is 1:52. I'm sitting in my living room just mindlessly scrolling through Facebook, and so there he goes. He's to the property line. He's watching them. He's stalking them at almost 2 o'clock in the morning. They're in this room right here, So he's standing by the window. He's psychotic. So I turn out the light, and within 2 minutes, he's turned on his light. He wants me to know that he's up. See, not only is he stalking, but he wants people to know he is. So you can see the light on in that bedroom. They're working in that bedroom. So he runs from outside, inside, to flip on that light to let me know that he's up. Let me know. He not only is he stalking people, but he wants them to know that he's stalking them. So she walks her dog, and when she's walking back up the hill, he flips on the light. He wants her to know that he's watching her. Not only is he stalking people, but he wants people to know that he's stalking them like they're animals. She just walked back up the hill, and she's just walking her dog. He's just psychotic. So when she's walking back up the hill, he turns on the light again and then flips it off as she gets next to the property line. He just wants to aggravate and annoy people at 2. There he is on the deck again. At 2:19 in the morning. He's watching them go in and out. He cannot turn it off. He needs some medication. He really does. Because he stalked me to the point that I don't even want to go outside because of him. And he's become friends with another psychotic man that moved in on the other side and has recruited him to help harass me. So there he went to the corner of the property again. Over to the property line, and is listening to him in that bedroom. I'll show you that again. He turns on the light again. So watch. Right there. The deck. There he goes. So making this public, all it's going to do is make him stop putting things in his hand because he thinks nobody sees him right now. So he'll just become more careful. He's still going, old habits die hard. He's still going to stalk. He's still going to be out here in the dark. He's still going to be hiding behind things. He is mentally ill, I guess, from Vietnam, but he won't stop. He won't get medication. He won't go to the doctor. He won't go to some kind of counseling for Vietnam vets because everybody just sweeps what he does under the rug, especially Brenda, just in denial. What kind of woman lets her husband be out here in the dark? There he went to the property line and came back. Let me rerun. So evidently he's out here in the dark, and he comes back from the property line. He's over here right under this window listening to what they're saying and doing. There he comes. And this is probably at everyday almost occurrence. Because recently, you wouldn't think that he would do something like this. But recently, when I've been in my dining room working on something at night in the past few months, probably the last 6 months, doing something in my dining room at night, having the dining room light off, that's something that triggers him. There's an extra light on. It just, I don't know, it riles him up. There's an extra light on. And so I've heard somebody outside of the window. But the biggest thing is I can get home, and as I'm getting on my porch to unlock the door, I hear a dog, and see, there he goes. He turns it on again. It's 2:30. As I'm getting home, I hear the dogs come out and start barking. This was just an every night occurrence. They were just going crazy. And I would come in and sometimes sit there in that room, in the dining room, and start working on something. And I'd hear these dogs just going crazy. And I'd hear what sounded like somebody in this yard. So there he is, turning it on again. It's 2:40 now. So, yeah, okay, we're going to get in a crazy contest right now, okay? I'm just going to start flashing lights. Flipping them on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. I mean, I was strobing them. See, he's turning them on. He's at the door. You can see him. So I'm a distraction to his obsession with these people next door that are moving. But I just start flipping the light on. See, there he goes again. He flips it on. I'm just flipping them on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. I mean, I'm just random. Turn them on in my living room. Turn them off. Turn them on. I mean, I was like, okay, we're in a stupid contest right here. Let's get it. So I just keep on flashing like strobing mine. Because he won't stop. Anything you give a woman, they're going to give it back to you 10 times more. So mine was like 10 times more. So I just started flashing them. Like, okay, you trying to aggravate people? Let's get it. And see, because of his Vietnam experience, this is something that just provokes him. He needs help. He has flipped on and off this porch light probably 15 times since I turned off my lights. And these lights out here are for my safety because of him and the psycho next door that's his buddy. That's why these lights are on bright out in my yard. Is because of them. I would not have to have these bright lights everywhere around my house if it wasn't for these psychotic men in this neighborhood. And so these lights are for my safety. But what he's doing is he wants people to know that he's up and that he's stalking. That's his whole purpose. He wants to annoy. He wants to alarm. That's part of stalking, is to annoy and alarm and intimidate their victims. This man is narcissistic. He needs help. So there he is, 3:24, and he's turning it back on. 3:24 in the morning. They're getting in their car and he turns on the light. He wants them to know that he's watching them and stalking them. Not only does he have victims of his stalking, but he wants to terrorize them. He's been terrorized in Vietnam, and he's got to turn around and terrorize his neighbors. On again. 3:37. They must not have moved very far, but they come right back after going somewhere, I guess. But he's just psychotic. 3:30 in the morning. Now, he got up this morning and went to work at like 7 o'clock. He got 2 hours sleep, maybe. Turns it back on at 3:51. His demons get stirred up if he can't control everybody in the neighborhood. There he is, turning at 4 o'clock in the morning. He turns it back on. There he is, 4:09. He turns it back on. What are you doing, Speed? I mean, seriously, what are you doing, Speed? You're an alcoholic. Why don't you drink some more booze and go to sleep? And so the light does not come back on again. So evidently he went to bed. 4 something in the morning. And he gets up and goes to work at 7 o'clock. He needs help. He needs help because you need to help him, because his neighbors should not have to suffer with his psychotic events.